What do you want me to get in there? So I was sure that this is something. Now go back to, you can go back to Zoom. Not that one. Just go to the very bottom. And just go to Zoom. And once you join the meeting. It's cool.
They're not registered, may not register for the right one.
Just send an email to you. Okay. See. Okay, cool.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, July 7th, for our Building Science webinar series. Today, we are going to be talking about how to retrofit your lighting systems for maximum energy efficiency. And so, some housekeeping before we start. This is going to be recorded for later reference. Everyone that enters the room is muted upon entry. And if you have any questions, please direct them to the Q&A box and we will address them at the end. I'm aiming for about a 25-minute presentation with Q&A at the end of the presentation, and we're always happy to stay longer if we need to. So our Energy and Buildings team is the one that hosts our Building Science webinar series. And that is made up of Nikki Moline, our Energy Programs Director, Sam Phillips, our Energy Programs Coordinator, and myself, Matt Parker, also Energy Programs Coordinator. Our goal is to make energy improvements in your businesses and homes simple and affordable, and we're here to help you do that. This is our contact information, and we will be sharing these slides in a follow-up email. So what exactly are LEDs? Well, LEDs are light emitting diodes, and this is a type of device that glows when voltage is applied to it. They're 90% more efficient than incandescent bulbs and can last up to 50,000 hours. So if you use your bulb 10 hours a day and it's an LED, that means it can last upwards of 14 years. And current LED bulbs are starting to look very much like other bulb types for specific uses. And we'll go over those. So what are not LEDs? Some other major types of bulbs that you may encounter in your home or business are incandescent lights. These are the most common that you will find, and they're the traditional bulbs that you purchase, especially for residential applications. There's also compact fluorescent lights, or also known as CFLs. And these were a popular energy saving product in the late 90s and early 2000s before LED technology was on par and affordable for residential use. You also might encounter halogen lights. These are usually commonly used for outdoor and spotlighting applications. So if you have floodlights, that's usually a halogen light traditionally. And then you can also find them in your car lamps. So your turn signals, your headlights. And here's a fun fact that I just learned today. The United Kingdom will be discontinuing the sale of halogen bulbs beginning in September of this year, and fluorescent bulb sales will be ceasing in September of 2023. So a lot of global movement towards LEDs is happening here globally. So it's a great technology to start using now. So let's talk a little bit more about LEDs. So there's no such thing as a white LED. Common LED colors are amber, red, green, and blue. And it's usually a combination of some or all of these to get a white light. And this is used, these colors are produced from a phosphor material that converts the color of the light. The phosphor is the yellow material you can see on some LED products. And then colored LEDs are widely used as signal lights and indicator lights like the power button on a computer. LEDs are considered directional light sources, which means they emit light in a very specific direction, unlike incandescent and compact fluorescent bulbs, which emit light and heat in all directions. For this reason, LED lighting is able to use light and energy more efficiently in multiple applications. However, it also means that sophisticated engineering is needed to produce an LED light bulb that shines light in all directions, like an incandescent A-shaped bulb. An A-shape is just their traditional light bulb shape that we commonly think of. So LED bulbs that have earned the ENERGY STAR rating are subject to very specific requirements designed to replicate the experience you are used to with a standard A-shaped, A-type bulb. So they can be used for a wide variety of applications. A general purpose LED bulb that does not qualify for the ENERGY STAR rating may not distribute light in all directions and can prove to be a disappointment when you purchase one and try to use it at home, especially like with a table lamp or an office lamp. This is where you want to make sure you're getting the right product. Okay, so this graphic here shows a comparison of efficiency for the four most common bulbs that we've mentioned: incandescents, halogens, CFLs or compact fluorescent lights, and LEDs. What I really like about this visual is that it is pretty simple to distinguish the benefits of LED bulbs. You can see that the wattages for LEDs are much lower, but its output is equivalent to the bulbs to the left of the LED column. So you can see that LED bulbs can last anywhere from 15 to 25 years, and your traditional incandescent is usually about a year. Same with halogens. And then you're also saving up to 80% or even upwards of 90% on your energy costs when using all LEDs versus any of the other ones to the left. So how do you choose the right bulb? Well, depending on different features of the bulb, the light you experience from an LED is dependent on some different aspects. Luckily for us, product boxes now have what looks like a nutritional table that you would see on, say, a cereal box. So let's explore this a little bit more to get you familiar with how to read these. So the label includes the following. There's brightness rating, which is measured in lumens, not wattage. The higher the number of lumens, the brighter the light. Maybe the most important information on the label is this, and the only way to know for sure how much light the bulb provides. It also has an estimated yearly energy cost. And so you can see this example is $1.32 per year. And it's based if you were to use the bulb 3 hours per day and pay 11 cents per kilowatt hour through your electricity utility. So this is very great to see the difference of how much you're saving when looking at incandescent bulbs or halogens or CFLs compared to how much you'd be spending using just LEDs. The life of the bulb is also on the packaging. And again, this is based off of a usage of 3 hours per day. And so this estimates in years how long the bulb will last. Long life bulbs save you the hassle of frequent bulb changes and help ensure that more efficient bulbs pay for themselves over time. So LEDs might be a little bit more expensive than incandescents, but that price gap is getting smaller and smaller. And you're going to save so much more over time because you don't have to go and replace them as frequently. And then, they're just more energy efficient, especially if you look for that Energy Star logo. And the useful life of an LED is defined a little bit differently than other light sources, such as incandescents and CFLs. LEDs don't necessarily burn out like a traditional incandescent bulb. Instead, they experience lumen depreciation, where the amount of light produced decreases over time and the color also can shift. Instead of basing the useful life of an LED product on the time it takes for them to go out, LED products are based on a prediction of when the light output decreases by 30%. So really, they don't necessarily burn out. They just get dimmer and dimmer over time. Shoot, sorry, went a little too far. Let's see, so then also on the label is the light appearance. This indicates the color emitted on a scale from warm to cool in what's called degrees Kelvin. This tells you the shade of the light. Incandescent bulbs produce warm white light between 2700 Kelvin and 3000 Kelvin. Bulbs that produce a cooler or more bluish light will have a higher rating, such as 4000 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. Most buyers will prefer the warm white color compared to the daylight or bright white colors. And you can see here on this graphic where the arrow is pointing to, this is a good indication of what the Kelvin lighting scale shows you. So on the left, you have those warmer lights that are better for indoor, maybe nighttime TV watching. The middle one is your neutral one. And so we're getting a little bit higher on the Kelvin scale. This is really good for office applications or reading lamp applications. And then you have the brighter, cool white light. And these are high up on the Kelvin scale, and they produce really intense light. So not the best when you're looking to buy something for inside. I usually use these types, the higher Kelvin rated light bulbs for like outside in, my porch light. That's a good use of that. So other than the light appearance, the last thing on your lighting facts table is going to be the energy used by the bulb. This is what is measured in watts. So the lower the number, it's the lower amount of power consumption of the bulb. And again, that does not determine brightness, it just determines energy use. And so you can go ahead and go to either of these videos to learn a little bit more on how to read these and how to select the perfect bulb for yourself. And then there's also more information at the Energy Star Gov link here at the bottom as well. So LEDs, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, are becoming more and more popular, which means that there's more applications they can be used for. So you can see from these visuals that there are many different shapes and sizes depending on what you want to use the bulb for. The table on the right, the table on the left really shows you more of the residential applications, lamps, ceiling fans, even track lighting. So these are all being replaced from incandescent, fluorescent, and halogens to LEDs. And you can use multiple bulbs in these fixtures because lighting companies are now making them for almost all of your needs, inside, outside, commercial. They even make LEDs that look like fluorescent tube lights. So the lower left-hand light that you can see there used to be a fluorescent fixture, but is now housing an LED fixture. So the tube that I'm talking about is the one on the bottom, and these are now available in LED forms. And just be sure that your fixture you have is compatible with LEDs. Most residential fixtures can accommodate LEDs, but not all commercial fixtures can. So that's where you need to make sure that you have the right equipment before going out and buying a bunch of LEDs. You may have to do a little bit more work on the other side, then switch over. So depending on the type and location of the fixture, the previous non-LED bulb was either an incandescent bulb, fluorescent, or halogen. As you can see, there's a kitchen setting on the lower left hand where track lighting has been converted to LED lighting. There's a chandelier on the top left or right that shows what are called candelabra light bulbs, the ones that are shaped like candle flames. They make LEDs of those now, which are really great. So just make sure that you have the right fixture, but know that you have a lot of variety to choose from. So do you want to save even more money on this? Well, by adding accessories to your lighting system, you can definitely cut unwanted usage even further. So you can do this by getting sensors and timers. These are great ways to realize even more savings and reduce your energy use. And they can be used commercially, residentially. Sensors detect when rooms or spaces are occupied or vacant. So a room inside or say your driveway outside. Occupancy sensors automatically turn lights on upon detection of movement and will shut off sometime after movement has ceased. Now, vacancy sensors require you to manually turn on the light, but will then turn light systems off when movement has not been detected for a certain amount of time. Timers can also, shoot my notes, sorry. Timers are also a great option, especially in commercial settings. Hotels are a great example. If you have a hotel hallway that has a lot of windows, the sunlight is a great source during the day, and a timer can then turn on lighting systems as the day wanes into dusk and night. Outdoor lighting can also be regulated this way, both commercially and residentially. In your home, you can also use timers. A bathroom is a wonderful place to use this technology. You can see the photo on the left upper left photo has a timer for the lighting. So if you have a pretty regular routine, You can just turn on the dial and for any amount of time accepted on the dial, or they do have digital timers as well. And so once you're done with your routine, the lights go off, you don't have to worry about it. This also works great for bathroom fans, but that's a different webinar. So adjustable light switches are also another great way to implement savings. Many LEDs today are adjustable, and that means there are three-way bulbs for fixtures that have 3 static settings. And then there's also bulbs, LED bulbs that can be dimmed to almost any amount of lighting. Just know that when you're looking for looking at dimmable LEDs, that the bulb and the dimmer work well together, especially older dimmers that were mainly used in, say, the 90s, don't really work so well with dimmable LEDs. So you may have to upgrade that, which isn't a whole lot, but just know that your dimmable may not be working well with your dimmer, but they do make dimmers out there that do work with LEDs really well. And then one last thing I want to re-highlight, to always look for that Energy Star logo or the Design Lights Consortium logo. It's a similar organization that evaluates LEDs for efficiency and light quality. Okay, so one of the best things about LEDs and getting all of these lighting accessories is that you can do most of it yourself, especially just taking a bulb out and putting a new one in. Unless you're replacing wiring, many of these projects can just be done without the contracting of an electrician to come and install these. And we also provide these for free to individuals and households that have an home energy assessment. During the assessment, our analysts will install a certain number of LEDs for you. If you need more, you can buy them right on the spot from the analyst, or you can buy them later from, say, Home Depot and get a rebate from us. And so speaking of the rebates, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Sam, our Energy Programs Coordinator.
Thanks. So at Walking Mountains Science, or Walking Mountain Sustainability, we have a whole variety of different rebates for energy improvement measures done on your home. This being the lighting webinar, I wanted to talk a little more about the specific requirements for our lighting rebate. We require we require images of the installed new lights. We also want to know what type of lights were being replaced with the new Energy Star or the Design Consortium DLC lights. Yes, and we'll need the spec sheets, and I'll talk a little more about what's required through our home energy assessment also. To apply and be eligible for our rebate system or rebate program, we require home energy assessments. This is a comprehensive review of your home. It includes a blower door test and infrared imaging. For business rebates, we require a business energy walkthrough, which is a short 1-hour walkthrough where we identify easy energy savings opportunities. At Walking Mountain Sustainability, we offer energy coaching. Basically, we'll talk to you about your report once these energy assessments are performed, discuss where you can make improvements, where you can get your rebates. We'll help you identify all of the rebate requirements. We'll also get you in contact with local contractors to help make these improvements. We offer income qualified assistance. We offer free radon test kits year round. And we also provide educational materials and workshops, this being one of them. Most recently, we've been focused on electrification, which would be essentially switching from a gas appliance to an electric appliance to provide you space heating, water heating, or cooking. You can see at the bottom of this slide, these are a list of our partners and funders who help with this program. So let's break it down a little bit. We want to work with people in the community through these 3 easy steps. First step would be to provide information. We get that through our home energy assessments and our business energy walkthroughs. Next step would be to get in contact with our local workforce. We do that through providing the energy coaching and provide you with the contractor referral list. And finally, once this work is done, we provide incentives and rebates for all the improvements we put into your home. I talked a little bit about what goes into our home energy assessments earlier. This is a more detailed list and breakdown of what goes into it. Like I said before, it's comprehensive review of the entire home. We look at the thermal envelope, the insulation and mechanical system. Usually takes about 2 to 4 hours. Matt mentioned that we provide free LEDs. This is included in our quick fix. The quick fixes from the energy analyst. It doesn't have to just be LEDs. They'll do weather stripping or pipe wrap. All of these services are up to $100 worth of items. The analyst will perform blower door test. Like I said, infrared imaging. They'll do safety checks on all of your gas compliance equipment. And at the end of this assessment, you will be given a report, about a 40-page report describing all of the improvements you can make and findings that were identified in your home. Our home energy assessments cost start at $100. We ask for additional charges for larger homes. That threshold is 3,000 square feet. So we'll charge up to $100 up to 3,000 square feet. This slide shows a list of our rebate rules and requirements. Homes may receive up to $500 in a calendar year in total rebates. Businesses may receive a maximum of $1,000 per year in total rebates. And throughout the year, you can apply for a number of different rebates. We will only rebate up to 50% of project costs, also considering utility rebates in that. Like I mentioned earlier, a home energy assessment or business walkthrough is required prior to a rebate being processed. We prefer to have those done before the project, but it's not always necessary. You must apply for the rebate through our online application system within 180 days of the date on the paid invoice. Another way to look at it is 6 months, so half a year to apply gives you a little bit of leeway. We always require proof of the completed project, a paid invoice, and spec sheets of the equipment installed. Something you might want to consider when applying for rebates is that it can be assigned to a contractor completing the project. If that works out for you better to pay the contractor less and assign the rebate to them, that works for us. No problem. We have a full list of rebates and requirements on our website, or you can email us, call us, let us know, and we can provide you with that. In 2021, we have a increased electrification incentive. This incentive applies to switching from gas to an electric appliance for space heating, water heating, cooktop, clothes dryers, and fireplaces. Each one of these things have some specific requirements that's associated with them. So it's really important that you contact one of us at Walking Mountain Science Center to make sure you're meeting all of the rules to receive this incentive. The increased incentive for homes is a $3,000 rebate per project. And for businesses, it is a $6,000 rebate per project. In addition to the specific rules, we also, all the other rebate rules require and requirements apply to these as well, which includes not to exceed 50% of project costs. I'm going to let Matt talk about the income qualified services. This is his specialty.
Yeah, so this year in 2021, we rolled out a new program. Well, I'm sorry, let me correct that. Here in 2021, we have beefed up our income qualified services that we provide to our community. So we have 3 programs that we promote. We have the Weatherization Assistance Program, Colorado, and then also the Colorado's Affordable Residential Energy Program, which is also known as CARE. This is where we work with another organization that comes into your home and provides free upgrades. This could be air sealing, new appliances. There's quite a list, so please get in contact if you think you might be income qualified. Excuse me. The Weatherization Assistance Program is for low-income households, and the CARE program is for households that make 80% average median income or less. So for those that don't qualify for either of those programs, we here at Walking Mountains internally will accept houses at 90% average median income or less for the area. You can see this table. So if you fall below any of these income levels, then you will at least qualify for one or more of the programs. Please contact me or go to our website for a list of other, for the income levels for both CARE and WAP. But for those that don't qualify for CARE or WAP, but are under the 90% AMI, we will offer a free home energy assessment. And then for anybody that's gone through any 3 of these programs, we have double energy efficiency rebates, not to exceed $1,000 per project. The electrification rebate that Sam just mentioned is actually up to $4,000 per project. And then solar PV arrays, the rebate can go up to $4,000 per project there. There's no max number of rebates, and 100% of project costs can be covered. Just to let you know, this is all based on case by case. So please get in touch with us and we'll work with you along the way. This slide outlines our extra incentives for Vail specific homes and businesses. Anyone who lives in the town of Vail is eligible for a free home energy assessment and additional increase in rebates. So if you live in the town of Vail and you were to get a rebate for the year, the maximum is $1,000, and for a business, the maximum rebate for the year is $2,000. And we will also look at a percentage on a project's cost. We'll go up to 75% of that project cost, considering the utility rebate, again, not unlike the other one.
This slide is a quick recap about all of the things I've talked about. It outlines basically the steps you would take to apply for our rebate. The first step would be to apply online, or actually to enroll online for a home energy assessment or a business energy walkthrough. After you do that, you would want to talk to an energy coach, review your report with that person, and discuss best options for improvements. Then you would want to talk to the energy coach about rebate requirements and confirm that any improvements you make will qualify for our rebate. Then you can apply online. It's very similar to the enrollment application. You go to our website and fill out a rebate application form. Then you will provide all the documentation that's required for your rebate. We'll review that form and all the documentation and issue a rebate after that. Finally, we will also help get you in touch with the local utility rebates through Holy Cross, who else? Excel Energy and Black Hills Energy all have energy efficiency rebates available, and we are here to help you get in touch with them. Here's the slide describing the local utilities. Wanted to share some upcoming events with you. From now until July 16th, we're hosting an Gypsum Recreation Center is hosting an LED swap. Essentially, you can bring in two incandescent, fluorescent, halogen, any of those inefficient lights that Matt talked about earlier, and swap those out for 2 LED lights at that location. There will be another LED swap from July 19th to August at the Eagle Vale pool. Show up there between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and swap out your 2 inefficient light bulbs for 2 LEDs. And please join us August 4th for our next Building Science webinar series. We'll be teaching you about heat pumps at 3 p.m. And finally, we are hosting an e-bike demo event on August 19th. The location is still to be determined, but look out for that upcoming event. Should be fun. Again, this is our contact information. I'm Sam. Matt is also here. Talked about the LEDs. Feel free to call us, email us, visit our website. We're always here to help. Thank you very much.